of conservation of mass. Lavoisier proposed the law of conservation of mass, which states that matter can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. However, it may change from one form to another during the reaction process. It can also be stated as, in a chemical reaction, the total mass of the reactants is equal to the total mass of the products. This means that there is no change in the mass during a chemical reaction as shown in this picture. The mass of the reactants and the products is the same, although their materials may get disarranged. Let us carry out an experiment to prove or verify the law of conservation of mass. The materials we require to carry out this experiment are conical flask, 10 ml test tube, 2 measuring cylinders, thread, cork, weighing balance, barium chloride solution, and sodium sulfate solution. This is how our apparatus will be set for the experiment. What are we supposed to do now? Take 5 ml of sodium sulfate solution in a measuring cylinder and pour into a conical flask. Take 5 ml of barium chloride solution in another measuring cylinder and pour into a 10 ml test tube. Tie the test tube with a thread and hang the test tube in the flask carefully so that the two solutions do not mix with each other. Put a cork in the mouth of the test tube so that the thread holding the test tube is held firmly in place. Now carefully weigh the conical flask on a weighing balance and note the reading to get the mass of the conical flask and the substances. Now tilt and twist the flask so that barium chloride solution mixes with sodium sulfate solution. Look at the experiment once more. You can see a white insoluble precipitate of barium sulfate is formed. Let us now look at the observations. You will observe that a white insoluble solid precipitate of barium sulfate is formed along with a solution of sodium chloride. Wait for 10 minutes to complete the reaction and the solid form to settle down. Weigh the contents again and note the reading. You will observe that total mass of the apparatus plus reactants is equal to total mass of the apparatus plus products. Hence, the law of conservation of mass is verified. Note, to prove the law of conservation of mass, it is necessary to carry out the experiment in a closed container. Otherwise, if a product is gaseous, it may escape and the desired result will not be obtained. As in the case of the burning of wood. When wood is burnt in air, ash is formed. The mass of ash is less than that of wood. This is because mass of air before the reaction and the mass of gaseous products formed after the reaction are not taken into consideration. So, let's recall what we learned. We learned the law of conservation of mass, which states that matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. Only it can be changed from one form to another during a chemical reaction. We also performed an experiment to prove it.